Yo, it's Trivelli. I'm back, and it's official. Jake Paul is going to be boxing Tyron Woodley on August 28th, brought to you by Showtime Championship Boxing, and I hope that this is a more respectable venue than what Triller did with Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, but we can only hope, and I'm going to be giving you my full prediction on this fight, so stick around. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Get this video out to as many people as possible. Tag Jake Paul on Twitter, and just make sure that you're following me on Twitter and Instagram at Trivelli Sports Daily, because I'm dropping videos Monday through Friday. I'm never slacking. Now let's jump into the action.
I'm living life like this. Maybe give a little glimpse, maybe give a little glimpse.
Now, these guys have been jawing back and forth on Twitter. Of course, they've had their confrontations in person during the Ben Askren-Jake Paul fight, where Tyron Woodley was actually a coach and in the corner of Ben Askren for that fight because he's a real one. He sticks by his friend's side, so you got to give him a lot of credit for that. Even though Ben Askren was dumped by Jake Paul, we got to take a look at a few things here. Number one, I want to just break this down. Jake Paul only boxes first-time debut boxers. Like, this is going to be Tyron Woodley's first bout of all time. If you look at Jake Paul's resume versus Deji and Anson Gibb, Robinson, and Ben Askren, if you look at all these boxers, like, none of these guys have any type of boxing experience. So that's something that he likes to do, right? But the difference between these guys and Tyron Woodley is that Tyron Woodley has knocked out Josh Koscheck, knocked out Robbie Lawler with one of the most vicious blows I've ever seen. So when you look at Tyron Woodley compared to some of the other guys, it's not even comparable. He's nothing short of a great striker and world-renowned former welterweight champion of the UFC. So this guy has fought some of the scariest dudes, and I know that Ben Askren did too, but the difference is that Ben Askren likes to take them down. We all know that. I think that Tyron Woodley can literally knock Jake Paul's head clean off if he does connect. So there you go. Even though he's just like the other guys and the fact that he's a first-time boxer, the difference between those guys and Woodley is that he is a 100% seasoned veteran striker, okay? Now, when we break down some of the back and forth, Tyron Woodley literally just tweeted 30 minutes ago, "Dear Jake Paul, keep the hat. I'm taking your head clean off your neck." So he's basically telling people right now, like, he is going to destroy this guy and make a meme out of Jake Paul. And when I'm breaking down the prediction for this, I just want to say Tyron Woodley does have some monster connections. He has a tendency to, like, run forward sometimes, leave his head exposed. And during UFC fights, it's not a standard boxing 1-2 setup. Fighters could be in a traditional stance or a southpaw, or they could be wrestlers looking to disguise punches just to get takedowns. In boxing, it's pretty standard. You're going to have your traditional setups, your 1-2s, head movement, all that stuff. Tyron Woodley is good at all that stuff. Jake Paul told Tyron Woodley, "Thanks for being the second MMA fighter on my hit list. August 28th, the 5-time UFC champion is getting knocked out by a Disney actor." I do not see this in any way, shape, or form. Now, I'm going to break down the actual fight mechanics. Obviously, Ben Askren should not have taken the fight. He wanted the money. He did not care whether he won or lost. But the point being is his head was exposed. He did not keep his hands up. He had absolutely no offensive chance in this fight. Tyron Woodley is going to be able to do all of these things. He's going to move a lot. He's going to keep his hands up. He's got a much stiffer and quicker jab than Ben Askren, and he can close the distance way better than Ben Askren. So when Tyron Woodley is rushing Jake Paul in a, let's say, a 4th or 5th round flurry, not only is he going to have, of course, the conditioning advantage from all those years of wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and UFC training at the highest level, but also when he does those flurries, it's going to be a lot more damaging than something that Ben Askren could have done if Ben Askren was able to drag him into the later rounds, but he wasn't. I think if Tyron does drag him into the later rounds, he is going to put up massive damage on Jake Paul, and that is going to be something that Jake Paul has not felt yet, whether it's in sparring, whether it's in legit boxing matches that he's had. No one has been able to drag him into the deep waters and hurt him. I think Tyron Woodley has, you know, the ability to hurt him. Like, these other guys did not really have the ability. Tyron can hurt him with one punch in the first round, or that punch could come at any point in time. So I think that that's going to change Jake Paul's attack stylistically, and he's going to be looking out for those overhand rights and those quick left jabs to set it up. So just expect Jake Paul to be a little bit more defensive in this fight than he was in, let's say, the Ben Askren fight or the Robinson fight. Now, breaking down Tyron Woodley, I know that he's on a 4-fight losing streak, but these are, you know, some of the best fighters. You had Vicente Luque, Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns, and Kamaru Usman. I mean, like, that's not too bad. And, you know, before this 4-fight losing streak, he was beating Darren Till, Damian Maia, Wonderboy, Lawler, Kelvin Gastelum, and Dong Hyun Kim, all back to back to back to back to back. So I'm just saying, his resume speaks for itself. I know he's a little bit older. His chin is probably a little wobbly at this point, but if you're not picking Tyron Woodley in this fight, you know absolutely nothing about combat sports. I do not care about whether he's boxed before. This is a different fighter than Ben Askren. If he lands one punch on Jake Paul, you will see the pupils in Jake Paul's eyeballs dilate so hard, the refs will think that he got squirted with a tab of acid in his water bottle, okay? He will literally knock him lights out if he gets hands on him. I'm not saying he's going to knock out Jake Paul. What I'm saying is I believe he would win the fight, whether it's by decision because he will wear him out over time, or if he does land that one uppercut or right hand or double left jab right, whatever it is that Tyron Woodley connects with, when he connects flush, it's over. Like, there's no way that Jake Paul's going to be able to withstand that power at 190 pounds, where Tyron Woodley has been knocking out monsters for his entire career. I'm sorry if that is an unpopular opinion in 2021, where fights brought by Triller have robots and people smoking weed and doing blow in the background, but I'm telling you my honest opinion. I think that, Tyron Woodley is going to make quick work of Jake Paul, and we will see what's going to happen, but is scheduled for August 28th, guys. If you want to watch it, it'll be on Showtime Boxing. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will continue to track this fight, unfortunately, because I really don't want to talk about this, but it does bring views to the channel. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.